25. The Vietnamese rhino was once abundant in Southeast Asia. In 2006, there was a single population of the species estimated at fewer than 12 remaining specimens. Unfortunately, the very last individual of this population was shot by a poacher in 2010. 24. The Canary Islands oystercatcher was a shorebird measuring up to 45 centimeters or 17 inches in length. Excessive commercial fishing depleted this bird's natural source of food and led to its eventual extinction. It was officially declared extinct in 1994, but it is possible that this bird vanished as early as the 1940s. 23. Once endemic to Taiwan, the Formosan clouded leopard was a rare Asian cat that was considered to be the evolutionary link between the big cats and the small cats. 22. The Smith Island cottontail was a rabbit species native to the Delmarva Peninsula in Virginia. Found in brush and grassy areas, in marsh borders, thickets of myrtle and poison ivy, and sometimes in pine forests, the animal was about 50 centimeters or 20 inches long and weighed up to 1.5 kilograms or 3.3 pounds. 21. Habitat loss, massive hunting, and damage to the islands during World War II were the main reasons for the Mariana mallard's extinction. There were some efforts to reproduce the species in captivity, but with no success. 20. The San Quentin kangaroo rat was a small rodent that lived in hot deserts. Unfortunately, its natural habitat has been converted to agricultural land, which probably caused the loss of the species. Despite intensive efforts, no specimens have been found since 1986. 19. The Chinese paddlefish was among the largest freshwater fish. Uncontrolled overfishing and destruction of the species' natural habitat made it critically endangered in the 1980s. The last confirmed sighting of the fish occurred in January 2003 on the Yangtze River in China, and it's believed to be extinct. 18. During the 20th century, the population of the Indonesian island of Java increased multiple times, leading to a massive clearing of the forests that were converted into arable land and rice fields. Pollution and poaching also contributed to the loss of the Javan tiger, and it's been extinct since 1993. 17. The dusky seaside sparrow was native to salt marshes of Merritt Island and along the St. Johns River in Florida. A combination of factors including pesticides, intentional floods, and destruction of environment for purposes of highway construction contributed to the bird's drastic population drop in the 1980s. The very last specimen died in June 1987. 16. In the Middle Ages, the Pyrenean ibex was very abundant in the Pyrenees region, but it decreased rapidly in the 19th and 20th centuries due to hunting. In the second half of the 20th century, only a small population survived in the area, and in 2000, the very last specimen was found dead. 15. The golden toad used to be commonly found in a small, high-altitude region north of the city of Monteverde in Costa Rica. In May 1989, the last living specimen of this species was found, and since then, no evidence of the golden toad has been recorded. The sudden extinction of this frog may have been caused by a fungus and extensive habitat loss. 14. Once native to the outflows of a pair of hot springs in the Mojave Desert, the Tecopa pupfish was a tiny heat-tolerant fish. Although it was a resilient animal capable of surviving water temperatures of over 43 degrees Celsius or 110 degrees Fahrenheit, it couldn't handle ruthless human activities and related habitat destruction in the region. In 1981, after extensive surveys had failed to find any living specimens, the species was declared extinct. 13. The Norfolk boobook was an owl endemic to Norfolk Island, an Australian territory between Australia and New Zealand. Due to clearance and modification of its forest habitat, the bird's population dramatically declined, and by 1986, only one female was left. 12. The black-faced honeycreeper was a little bird endemic to Hawaii. It was first discovered in 1973, and we only knew about the existence of this bird for about 40 years, as the last time this species was seen alive was in 2004. Invasive non-native animal species introduced to Hawaii might have been among the factors that led to the loss of this bird. 11. Known by many other names, such as the Chinese river dolphin, Yangtze river dolphin, white fin dolphin, or the Yangtze dolphin, the baiji is another animal species that has gone extinct in the Yangtze River in China. This freshwater dolphin's population declined drastically by the 1970s as China industrialized and made heavy use of the river for fishing, transportation, and hydroelectricity. The last known living baiji, called Chi-Chi, died in 2002. 10. The western black rhino was once abundant in numerous African countries, including Angola, Kenya, South Africa, Ethiopia, Chad, Rwanda, Botswana, Zambia, and others, but irresponsible hunting and poaching reduced the population of this amazing animal to just a few last specimens by 2000. In 2011, this species was declared extinct. 9. Little is known about the Guam flying fox, but we do know that it reached a length of about 15 centimeters, or 6 inches, and had a wingspan of about 70 centimeters, or 28 inches. There are no confirmed records of sightings of this bat since the 1970s, which is why it's now listed as an extinct species. 8. Overhunting of the Caribbean monk seals for oil and the depletion of their food sources are the main reasons for this species' extinction. The last confirmed sighting was in 1952, but it wasn't until 2008 when this animal was officially declared extinct, after an exhaustive 5-year search failed to find any survivors. 7. The Pinta Island tortoise was native to Ecuador. By the mid-20th century, it was assumed that the species was extinct due to overhunting, but in 1971 a male was found. Efforts were made to mate him with other subspecies, but no viable eggs were produced. He died in June 2012, and the entire species is believed to have become extinct with him. 6. The Caspian tiger inhabited vast areas from Turkey through Iran and up to China. Together with the Siberian and Bengal tigers, it represented the largest living cat and ranked among the biggest cats that ever existed. Habitat loss combined with massive hunting and other factors caused the extinction of this astonishing creature by the 1970s. 5. The story of how Zanzibar leopards have gone extinct is particularly sad. Zanzibar villagers demonize these animals, considering them servants of the witches. As a result, there were several campaigns to exterminate the poor animals, which unfortunately happened in the 1990s. There were a few reported sightings of Zanzibar leopards later on, but none have been confirmed. 4. The Christmas Island shrew was thought to have vanished in 1908, but 2 specimens were rediscovered in 1985. However, following surveys failed to find any other living representatives, thus this shrew was declared an extinct species. Its disappearance might have been caused by the yellow crazy ant, an invasive ant species accidentally introduced to the region. 3. The Malagasy hippopotamus was a close relative to the modern hippo, though much smaller. First estimates suggested that the species died out as early as some 1,000 years ago, but new evidence has shown that these hippos might have lived as recently as the 1970s. In 1976, several tribal people from Madagascar independently described their sightings of an animal that closely resembled this hippo. 2. Despite extensive surveys in recent years, the Yunnan lake newt has not been seen since 1979 and is therefore now listed as an extinct species. The reasons for its extinction are believed to be habitat loss, pollution, and introduced predatory species. 1. The round island burrowing boa is an extinct species of snake. Measuring up to 140 centimeters, or 55 inches, this species had an extremely small range of only 1.5 square kilometers, or 0.6 square miles. Habitat loss caused by soil erosion due to overgrazing by goats and rabbits made the snake extinct, with the last living specimen found in 1975.